How old are you, Tim?
I'm 23 years old, sir.
How long have you been here?
I've been here a little over a year, since September 2013.
How long's your trip to get here?
The trip to get here is an hour and a half each way. It's 69 miles there, here, and back.
And where do you work at?
I work at Macy's.
What do you do there?
I work in the back. I unload trucks. I deliver clothes to the floor. I basically do what other employees at Macy's don't want to do.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for almost the same amount of time I've been here.
You still go to school?
No, I do not.
So this is all you got?
This is it. This is everything I got.
What's your grand plan?
My grand plan is to make as much money as I can possibly make in wrestling. I want to be able to survive. I don't want to have a real job, so I want to be able to survive traveling the world, having people pay for me to travel the world, to eat, to experience everything, and to wrestle in front of thousands of fans.
You think you got what it takes to not have a real job and to make a living at pro wrestling?
I think I've been working hard, and I think I'm not ready yet, but I think very soon I will be. Within the next 2 to 3 years, I think I will be ready. I've lost 30 pounds since I've been here, and finally getting myself in shape to get to where I need to be, because I knew before I got here that I wasn't even ready.
If you had to describe what it's like to attend the Monster Factory with all the different people here and everything, what would you say it's like?
I would say it's challenging, it's tough. Danny Cage he's a hard ass, but I know he'll do anything for me to help me get to the next level. So I know it's all out of love. It's one of that tough love type deals, and it's just that's what I would say it is. It's tough. It's not for everybody, but I think this is the best place in the country to be. I've been all over the Northeast. I've been to different wrestling schools all over, and there's not quite a place like this.
If you had to say who is the best student here, who had the best shot of going to the WWE, who would you say it is?
Who would I say it is?
Right now, if Vince McMahon walked in with Triple H and they were going to pick one.
They were just going to take one student. That's a tough question. I would say, I mean, you have Luis. Luis is ready to go. He's 6'5". He's a monster. He's got a great voice. He's a great character. He's a great wrestler. I mean, and then you have our trainer QT, who's amazing. He's the best all-around wrestler we have here, and he's by far ready to go. But and then I would say maybe Clutch Adams. He's a little young right now, but I think when he matures that he'll be ready. So,
when you say matures, why would you say he's immature?
Why would I say he's immature? Clutch happens to be one of my driving partners, and I spend 10 odd hours in a car with him each week, if not more than that. I would say he's a little immature. He's a little not there mentally. He's getting there though. I'm trying to teach him to be a little bit smarter.
What are some of his unwise decisions?
Oh man. Oh, what are some of Clutch Adams' unwise decisions?
So how long have you two been dating?
Just ask him that question.
How long?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't know, a couple months.
How did this come to be?
I don't know. I mean, look at me, come on.
Oh my god.
She's the lucky girl I chose.
Oh,
At
shut
the
up.
Monster Factory, right?
He had a big crush on me. That's what it all comes down
So you think it's gonna end well?
to. I do.
See.
Oh! I said, he says we'll see.
So what would happen if you guys like broke up tomorrow?
Wrestling comes first.
That's not gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. We've already talked about that. Wrestling comes first.
So what do you think other people think about this?
They were idiots, honestly.
That was shitheads.
What's that saying?
What?
I don't know. The saying everybody keeps telling us. Something eating, where you...
Oh, don't shit where you eat.
Yeah.
You never heard that saying before?
No.
I've heard it. I've heard it before.
I've never heard it, so... But I don't really care what anyone else thinks.
Yeah. Neither do I.
You're right, he cares more than anything. Liar.
Any more questions, Daniel?
So what's it like training here? What do you think about your trainers?
I love it.
Awesome is the best place to train.
Yeah.
If you want to make it, it's the place to be. Like, look at the names. Look at it on the wall. All the people that's been here and have made it. So,
How old are you guys?
21.
23.
What do you guys think your next step is?
Keep progressing. I'm fairly new, so just keep progressing with my ring work, my promos, my body.
Just get better every day.
Riveting stuff.
We're not.
What's that mean?
You gotta.
You don't know what riveting means?
It means like good stuff.
Oh.
But he's
Good
being
stuff?
sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
All right, stay away from each other now.
Enough. In the car, they wouldn't stop cuddling.
Oh, geez. I was in the front seat.
Oh yeah, I was in the back.
in the back seat.
What do you think about him and the Vanette situation?
I mean, it was painfully obvious what was going on here. I knew it off the bat. I said, if you're gonna do it, just do it and be quiet about it. Next thing I see on Instagram together, what the hell are you doing? Have you not learned?
Yeah. Oh, I have a little story. About so the other day I was in the car, I was in the back seat and they were in the front seat. Clutch was driving and they were holding hands the entire ride. And every single traffic light, they stopped and they kissed.
What the fuck he said? He's lying.
And then every time they see an exit on the turnpike, they kiss. And there's an exact moment. Yeah, it's true.
Right by Love's, right?
Yeah, right by Love's.
By the skillet?
By the Iron Skillet. Yeah. Those are by the Wendy's. Yeah.
Exit 9 on the turnpike every time.
Yeah.
Never fails. They go to the toll booth.
So you
They
guys
start
play
making out.
these
The guy's
perverted
waiting for the
games.
change. You guys are making out.
They put on a show for the toll guy.
He's like all these guys again.
You guys playing Dragon Ball Z again?
No, that was, he just hit me with a spear. It was pretty sweet. And then I was doing my weekend at Bernie's.
Let me see that weekend at Bernie's again. That you might have to put that into a gimmick.
I've been thinking of that. Like,
Dude, seriously, get down and let me see the weekend at Bernie's.
I'm just like-
Guys, this might seriously be a great sell.
yeah, once everybody starts chanting. There you go.
Like how would I
You can do it at parties. No, but I've been thinking like if I hit like a move in the corner or something, and I like hit the ground like
How's that? I cut him off and pin him, right?
Yes, with your amateur experience and your awesome chest muscles from your push-ups.
So we're talking this?
dude, we could be a tag team and just fall.
Look at him. Clearly, Hughes has never had sex before.
Right? It goes like this, right? Yes.
All right, guys, back to. So how long you been wrestling?
This past November has been my 11th year.
Where were you wrestling before this?
I come from the Gulf Coast area, around Pensacola, Mobile, originally trained by Paulsboro, Percy Pringle III. A couple promotions I was wrestling for back home, Ultimate Wrestling, Culture Shock Wrestling, some decent little promotions down there. And then I finally made my way up here at the Monster Factory.
What's it been like since you've been here?
It's been great. It's been everything that I felt that I've been missing in professional wrestling over the last few years. Like, you know, the cliche thing to say in wrestling is that you lose your smile, and you start to feel that way after a while. But after a while, you know, I got a hold of Danny Cage at the Monster Factory, and you know, from day one I was up here, I just knew that this was the place to be. You got a bunch of guys here that are hungry, and it's just nice to see that element here finally back in wrestling, where you get people hungry and want to learn.
How much frustration have you experienced since you've been here?
Every day. I mean, you're going to get frustrated being in this business. I mean, you're going to experience heartache, you're going to experience neglect, you're going to experience everything that you've ever didn't want to experience in life. But it's a tough business, you know, and that's the way you got to go into this, knowing that, you know, not everything's going to be handed to you on a silver platter. That, you know, you got to kind of make sure that this is what you really want.
So since you've been here, your girlfriend moved back with you here, and then she moved back to Florida, and since then you've become engaged. How's that long distance relationship working out?
I'm blessed, and I say that with a straight face. I'm blessed to have a terrific woman in my life who supports and understands my dream. Without her, and I'm not ashamed to say this, before her, I've had girlfriends come and go because they didn't get it. They didn't understand why I kept putting myself through this. But she's been pretty much my foundation and my cornerstone through it all. And I tell you the truth, I really couldn't have made it through the last 4 years without her, because she's really the one who motivated me to get a hold of the factory and to really jumpstart, you know, this part of my my wrestling career. So again, I say that I'm very blessed to have her in my life, and don't know where I'd be right now without her.
How frustrating is it to see that nowadays they pretty much don't like the old school wrestling, that it's more of a hybrid athlete over wrestler type deal, and you're more of an old school wrestler?
It's very frustrating because you know that you have something to offer. And I've always felt that I've had, I mean, granted I don't have the $1 million look, and I don't have like the total package look. I'm more of a throwback, and everybody that sees me in the ring says it, that I remind them of the type of wrestler that they've seen growing up, and I find that very flattering. So I feel like I offer something, but just to be able to show that, you know, that it can still work into this modern wrestling vision. It's very difficult for somebody like myself who was trained very old school in a very old school way, because it becomes more of a lifestyle than habit now to really adopt that life, and it makes it a hard transition into the modern entertainment product.
How old are you?
31.
How long do you think you got left?
It's a tough question. I mean, if you ask the 5-year-old Joe who's always wanted to do this his entire life, he'll tell you that he'll be doing it until they put him 6 feet under. But the realistic, the reality of it is that a lot of my heroes that I've grown up watching, who have that tough WWE schedule, have pretty much retired, 5, 6, 7 years older than I am. And I start to see that window get smaller and smaller, and in a way it kind of breaks my heart, but I'm not going to let it, stop me from doing what I love to do. I've always felt, though, that I'll be involved in wrestling through some capacity. I just hope that I get to experience just a taste of what it's like to have that dream inside the ring. I always wanted to be a part of wrestling through some form or another. So if I can't be in the ring, better believe I'm going to be backstage helping out, doing something.
Word. So your husband is Matthew Riddle, and he decided to join the Monster Factory, and you joined with him.
Yes.
Did you ever want to become a pro wrestler?
It was one of those things where, I'll be honest, it was, people would say I could do it, and I'd be like, yeah, I can, but never gave it a second thought. I didn't dream of becoming a pro wrestler since I was born, pretty much like my husband, but I've been an athlete since I was born. So I graduated college, after I was a 2-time All-American gymnast at LSU, and I wanted to entertain. I wanted to perform. I got the opportunity to audition for Cirque du Soleil shows, and I passed all the auditions. At the end of the day, I was too tall, and I felt like my dreams were crushed with performing and being an entertainer. And then out of nowhere, this opportunity came along, and I need to learn how to wrestle, but I want to do it for the performance and entertaining as well, which is key, I think.
How much fun have you had so far?
Lots of fun. It's been crazy. It's so different than what you expect. I guess you don't know walking into something completely unknown. You obviously have no idea, and it's been awesome.
What's the biggest shock been?
I guess how much. Oh gosh, I don't know. I feel like literally everything. Probably the amount of just. I knew repetition with gymnastics, like you need lots and lots of numbers, but for some reason I thought that my maturity, and as I'm older, I could just get it the first try. So me being a perfectionist, I get frustrated not getting stuff the first or second try. And like everything else, it takes numbers, just keep going, and I'm doing it. I'm not perfect by any means, long way to go, but.
So what's it like living with Matt? How long have you been together?
We've been together almost 6 years now, and everything moved pretty quickly. We did things in reverse, which that's unplanned, which is kind of like the part of our life story, and it's worked out really well. And I have 3 little kids, so I would not be here training if I didn't think I could make it one day. This isn't a hobby. I'm not going to leave our 3 kids at home so I could maybe do something. Going all the way, all out. And yeah.
Do you think you both have a chance?
Oh yeah, yes, hands down. Him, I know you've talked to him. He already has his name, and I'm going to show everyone that I've got a big name too, and I'm going to make waves whether people think I can or not. So.
What do you think's your biggest hurdle to get over?
Just learning the wrestling more and watching it more. I've started watching it more. I've been getting yelled at from the beginning, not watching it enough, and I've been watching it more. And those couple little things, obviously everyone could work on promos and talking, but I think I've got a great look and the athleticism's there. It's just about, I'm fortunate enough to be here learning from the best, because that's, as I've learned in the short couple months, that's crucial to this sport, so I'm grateful for that.
Awesome. Let me turn it that way.
It's hard to do at this point.
So what happened, brother? How'd you break your arm?
We were at a seminar. We had Robbie E in from TNA, and we were just doing different drills. He was teaching us a fire-up drill, and I got a little overzealous. I did a flying shoulder tackle, kind of like Road Warrior Animal, and I didn't really hit Royal very well. My trajectory changed in midair, and I ended up almost spiking myself, and out of instinct I put my arm up to brace the fall, which in wrestling you should never do, and my entire body just landed on my arm, and it's kind of like the Joe Theismann injury. My bone popped out around my elbow area here, and I had to get surgery the next day on both sides. I broke both forearm bones in my arm, and now I look like a 10-year-old boy on the left side. And then on this side, I still look like an attractive 25-year-old stud. But yeah, I've been going to physical therapy now about 3 or 4 times a week, and then I have to do the rest on my own at home. It's more painful than actually breaking my arm, because now I'm my tendons are reattaching and my muscles are rebuilding, so I have to learn how to use them properly again, how to turn my hand. Like if you look, I can't straighten my arm out. It's bowed right now. I can almost do this good, but this gives me problems without moving my elbow.
How long's it been?
It's been a little over a month now. What did we break it in the beginning of November? Like November 12th. It's now almost January 1st. It sucks. It sucks.
What'd your parents say about it?
They hated it. I lucked out. I was on my father's family plan for insurance until the end of the new year. Then I turned 26. But if I would have done this a couple months later and had this kind of injury, I wouldn't have had any coverage for it, and that would have really sucked. So they weren't very happy, and the rest of my family really wasn't. They're like, "Oh, are you done this wrestling stuff?" And I'm like, "No, I'm gonna recover for." I smooth it over. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna recover first. I'm gonna work out. Build myself back up." But in the back of my mind, I know I'm gonna be back, and it's only a matter of time. I just want to get my strength back, build my body back up. But it's a process. You have to take it day by day, inch by inch. It's slow. It's annoying. I'm always on the go. I like to be moving, working out, training here, and really had to put the brakes on a lot.
Now, since you've been here, your tag team partner got signed to the WWE.
Steve, yeah.
And then it looked like you were making those strides everything was coming together for you, and then this happened, and now you see another student going and getting a tryout at WWE. How does that feel?
It's like a catch-22 because, obviously I don't have any animosity towards anybody that comes here that succeeds. We all train together. We're all brothers. We all have, and sisters. We have, a common goal, common interest. We all help each other. But sure, human nature, you're frustrated. Everybody should think they're the best and they should be the one. When Steve got signed, I didn't think in my mind, he's so much better than me. He should be there. I thought I should be there. What the hell? What do I got to do to be better? And, now that Luis is getting a tryout, that's great. I'm not jealous towards him. I'm jealous, but I'm not jealous of his success. Just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, I guess, not everybody gets it right away. You just got to stay and persevere and keep going.
Are you going to give up?
No. I feel like I was really piecing things together when I was before the injury. I feel like I was starting to understand things more and just do different things that I wasn't doing before. And now, looking at it from the injury standpoint, you get to see a lot of different things, and you just really get to slow everything down and see it for how you should be seeing it. So, I think I might have an advantage when I come back from the injury to actually look at it in a different light.
Gio, what's your name?
Real name?
Yeah, shithead.
Armando Ferrero.
What's your wrestling name?
Leon St. Giovanni, or some people call me War now.
How long you been wrestling?
About 3.5 years now.
Come
A
on
year
back
at the
here
Monster
so we can-
Factory.
What do you think is the biggest wake-up call you've gotten since you've come to the Monster Factory?
Definitely the need for discipline. Before I was here, I was going up and down the East Coast, but it didn't really amount to anything. You hear a lot of advice from this guy and that guy, and this guy and that guy. A lot of these guys haven't done anything in the business. And you come here, this place has a name, value, his credibility. So I'd say that the most important thing I've taken from this place is discipline, guidance, and focus.
What do you think your next step is along your road to trying to make it?
Well, I mean, one is finding myself. I'm 25 years old, and although I feel like I pick up the wrestling with this, it's still a journey for me in life and also in wrestling to find out who I am. So taking on the war character is probably the next step in my career. You know, fully engulfing in it. And, you know, maybe I can't figure out who I am yet, but maybe I can figure out who war is. And, you know, put everything into that and see what happens. 'Cause a lot of people like the character and it's being received well by the fans.
So what's it like on the car ride with you, Tim, and Clutch?
Is this show PG?
You can say what you want. Just so you know, this is going into a Dropbox, and the producers decide to do what they want.
It's great, honestly.
Because Tim had mentioned that he thinks Clutch has some maturity problems.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he just turned 21, so I mean, I wasn't as bad as he was when I was 21, but yeah, probably. Tim and I, even though, you know, we explored the independent circuit, we kind of grew a little bit, and we've had a lot of responsibility in life. And I think Clutch is just figuring that out, probably the hard way.
What do you mean by the hard way?
Making a lot of, you know, little mistakes in life, and
such
you know,
as
dating a girl in the business when she's in it for maybe 3 months. Just he's growing up on the job, and I feel like a lot of things that I've done in life kind of prepared me for wrestling, whilst he probably hasn't had those experiences yet, and he's gonna learn through wrestling, not through you know going to school or like you know through work yet, but he's gonna learn in here. He's gonna learn responsibility, and that's how he's gonna grow. It's a little different path.
Is it so weird to know that probably he has one of the best shots of going to the WWE?
No, it's really great to see it just laid out in front of me, because I mean I saw it, you know, the day he signed up. I was like, a lot of kids don't get into this, you know, prepared. I was never prepared for it. I never really knew what it would take to get into this business, and you know, he prepared himself. I mean, he says he wanted his whole life, so he came in showing that he wanted his whole life. Came in good shape. He came in with his mouth shut, ears open, and he's listening to everything we said. So it's really rewarding to see him grow. I mean, it's been a year now, and I think out of everybody here, he's got the best shot. I still think that he needs to mature, because I don't know how he would handle himself on his own yet. But I mean, the sky's the limit with Clutch. He's got so much potential. He just needs to grow as a person first, and everything else will follow.
Oh, motherfucker. No, you hate that one, right? Yeah. Go ahead. Motherfucker. Come on. You said move the reversal. Come on. Fuck you. I would never let somebody take that. It makes me look weak.
To each his own, brother. There's chocolate vanilla. You know my take on everything. I don't like that either. I can't stand the snapmare out of the fucking hammerlock. It drives me nuts.
Dan said about the hammerlock. Can I show you something real quick? What I would always do, I would never stab Mary from here, because I just fucking hold on to your arm and take your elbow with me. All I would just do is come in here, bang, then you let go. Okay. Bang, you're fucking off.
give you a shot, boom, give you a reason to let go, and then I'll snap marry you. Because if you're trying to snap marry me, well, I got this. Go ahead. You feel that? Why the fuck would I let go? Yeah. But if you got this, over here.
So
set up the clothesline, you want to do an arm drag?
Yeah, arm drag, clothesline, body slam.
No drop it.
Oh yeah. Throw the guys who are experienced do a body slam. And the
Everybody
ones
else do a drop kick.
everyone else do a drop kick.
Alright.
And then instantly paddle. You know, paddle.
Arm, no clothesline. Arm drag, body slam,
It's drag, clothesline, drop. Yeah, drag first. Drag, clothesline, body slam, and or drop kick.
Alright.
Get out of the ring, get out of my ring. Everybody pay attention. I don't want to have to re-explain this when you guys get back in. That is one of the most frustrating things is we go over something and you guys get in and you're not paying attention. So please pay attention. Doesn't mean stare into space.
There's another drill, call as you go. Take your time, so if you're not sure what the next thing is, you could actually have a person. There's not a rush drill. Take your time to
Let's go, Punisher. Let's go, baby. Let's go. No, no.
Good, next two.
Thanks, bro.
I've done a drop kick in a long time.
I can tell.
Huh?
I can tell.